Politics.
Yay, I did it too. What's poppin', Rocky Top? Welcome back to Poppin Politics, UT's very own political wrap-up show, where you learn about politics and I eat popcorn. There's no popcorn?
No, we're out of popcorn.
Just kidding. I'm still here. My name's Evan Mays, I'm your host, and let's get started. It's been a pretty wild week in the political world since Super Tuesday. Just as a refresher, Super Tuesday, which happened on March 3rd, is an integral date during primary elections. This year, 14 states, as well as American Samoa and Democrats abroad, held their primary votes. Oftentimes, Super Tuesday helps to narrow the field of presidential contenders, and this year was no different. Before going into Super Tuesday, there were 6 clear contenders to win the Democratic nomination for President of the United States: former Vice President Joe Biden, former mayors Pete Buttigieg and Michael Bloomberg, and Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Amy Klobuchar. However, 2 days before Super Tuesday, Pete Buttigieg dropped out of the race and formally endorsed Joe Biden. Following suit, the next day on March 2nd, Amy Klobuchar also dropped out to endorse former Vice President Biden. Due to the last-minute decisions from Buttigieg and Klobuchar, 2 moderate candidates, to drop out, Biden went into the big day as the frontrunner. Of the 14 states that held their elections on the 3rd, Biden won Alabama, Arkansas, Maine, Massachusetts, Minnesota, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas, and Virginia. Biden's success in the South shows what many analysts have said is his biggest strength: his popularity amongst black voters. Sanders ended the night with wins in California, Colorado, Utah, and his home state of Vermont. Despite not winning nearly as many states as Biden, Sanders' decisive win in California was a huge boost to the Vermont senator's campaign. Michael Bloomberg, the former mayor of New York City, entered the 2020 race pretty late compared to the other candidates. His campaign hinged on a spectacular performance on Super Tuesday, and he did not deliver. Winning only American Samoa, Bloomberg, after breaking the record for the most money spent on a presidential primary campaign, coming in at $676 million, suspended his campaign the next day on March 4th, also going on to endorse Joe Biden. Senator Elizabeth Warren also delivered a disappointing performance on Super Tuesday, winning no states and even coming in 3rd in her home state of Massachusetts. The Democrat was once a frontrunner, but her campaign's momentum slowed down over the past few months, ultimately culminating in her withdrawing from the race on March 5th. After this turbulent week in the election, 2 frontrunners have emerged: Joe Biden and Bernie Sanders. Joe Biden represents the more traditional approach to politics and a more moderate view of the world and the Democratic spectrum, whereas Sanders represents a more progressive view of the world and a more liberal spectrum of the Democratic base. So pretty soon, voters will have to make a decision, which could change the path of the Democratic Party and American politics in general for years to come. With 7 primaries coming up in the next week, including swing state Michigan, we should know pretty soon who the presumptive Democratic nominee is, so be sure to check back with us here at The Beacon. My name is Evan Mays, signing off.